As a kid, I had this idea in my head of a black girl escaping the pressures of modern-day life and traveling through time to meet her ancestors. And it fascinated me. I applied it in every way that I could for years. I didn't understand why it resonated with me so much until I realized that girl was me. I was trying to tell a story for myself, about myself. Deep inside was some part of me fighting to be heard through my art. And every time I let pencil touch paper, I found that part of myself. I believe there are parts of each of us that even stay secret from ourselves. But art is the most freeing form of self-expression. And as long as we are making art, we are always free in our art, no matter how trapped we are in real life. Zara is a black girl in the modern era entering adulthood. She is always struggling to find her place in African American culture, feeling like a fraud for not understanding the more modern aspects of her culture, and ashamed of the painful history that extends backwards. Every day, Zara dreads having to interact with the world around her. And every night, she worries over what she'll be expected to do with the rest of her life. Zara is a character that I created for my senior thesis project. The most recent iteration of that single idea that manifested for me all those years ago. At first, I chose the subject of my TED Talk because I thought it would be easy. I was already spending half of my time creating this story, this artwork. I may as well write about it for my other class. But as I wrote, I found there was something missing. I didn't yet understand what drew me to my initial idea, and so I couldn't use it to connect with an audience. Why does the story matter to me? And why should it matter to anyone else? I pondered for weeks, trying to dive into my own subconscious for answers. And that's where I found it. The thing that connected me to Zara and to her story. I was Zara. This was my story. I am a black girl of the 21st century, rapidly approaching adulthood, and the time in my life where I am expected not only to be self-sufficient, but to carry on the legacy of the black diaspora and come into my own as the next generation. My life is not my own. Every day I dread having to fulfill the needs and expectations of the adults in my life, and every night I worry about my future, whether or not I have one, whether or not I want one. What I've always wanted was to be told by those ancestors that they didn't need me to carry on any legacy, that just existing was enough to make them proud. Through Zara, I was able to bring that narrative to life and illustrate my own catharsis. Every historical figure Zara meets is welcoming and kind. They each introduce her to their lives and the ways in which they thrived in their era. Absent is any hint of suffering or pain. Instead, Zara finds herself surrounded by black excellence. Even in the modern day, it is rare to hear a story of success within the black community that wasn't achieved after years of the worst hardships imaginable and beating all the odds. It can feel incredibly demoralizing to even dream of accomplishment. But Zara is able to achieve this catharsis, and through her, so am I. So, dear viewer, you can see now how art is the most freeing form of self-expression. Art can release those secret, pent-up parts of ourselves. And just like I was able to discover myself through my illustrations of Zara, anyone can do the same by letting their imagination run wild.